this building, which is very high, about 7 floors up or something. It's just ridiculously high. And if you wanted to, you just jump off the edge, and I find that disturbing. But anyway, moving on from that, it's interesting actually. Different topic altogether. Which bit stood out? Is that the question? Polish piece on the bottom floor stood out because of this kind of it's a room, it's a white cube, and on the front window of the white cube are the rules from gallery in Prague, is that correct? And then they've got a line through them, so then it's like you can't come in the gallery if you've got dirty clothes, and you aren't allowed to take photographs of certain things, and you're only allowed to be in there for a certain amount of time and a certain number of people, so there's so many rules in the white cube. And so the claim is that in coming into this cube, there are no rules, but of course by saying there are no rules, you create a new rule. The rule is that you need to scrape the paint off the walls, but actually you're not free to do what you want. The headphones are taped into the televisions. You kind of, I think it would be better if it didn't tell you what it was doing. Actually, it's in making the claim that it creates a rule and it undoes what it says it's doing. That's what I feel. Whereas in the Swiss exhibition, which actually is a white cube, you do have the freedom to compose as you will in relation to a small number of given images. And in that sense, you're given the freedom in the white cube that the Polish cube is saying it's giving you but taking you away. In the same way. That's my feeling. So I was quite taken by the Swiss one, and not so taken with the Polish one. What else? There's a thing that goes on, I think, where you have kind of a confusion of ideas all mapped on top of each other, because all of the exhibits or exhibitions or displays are kind of on top of each other, and it's impossible not to read them in relation to each other. Or certainly, you might, I don't know, there's the New Zealand piece where there's a girl stitching a dress, and in order to view that you've got to sit as an audience on top of the piece from Hong Kong, so there's an interplay between the pieces, and I don't think that's addressed. There's also the thing that goes on where some of the pieces maybe seem like they are scenographic Eurovision, like representative of a country through scenography rather than through song, and that seems a little strange. I also think there are a number of rules actually that are kind of directions that you're given. So don't stand here, don't touch this, move this way. That kind of I think guide you in a negative way, and I think it's happened here. It happened at the boxes, and you can't remove that from the experience of the piece. So if you've got somebody stood in the corner of a room telling you not to stand on something, then they're part of the piece. They're not. I don't then subtract that from my mind. That didn't happen. They're not there. So all of these things are being read. I think the UK exhibition was interesting because it identified that problem. It identified the problem of presenting anything scenographic without all of the other layers, the text, maybe the performance, the video, everything else that you might have in the booth. And so you can't actually present scenography. So what do you present? You present something else. I don't know necessarily how effectively that's done, but I think that's probably the direction you need to go in. I think some of the student displays are very good, but there's clearly a real range in terms of ability, not just within each exhibition, but between each of the exhibitions. So some schools are obviously far weaker and far stronger than each other. That's today. What else? Is there anything else at the moment? Well, we did look at the Norwegian exhibition downstairs, and that was interesting. And that you were afforded the opportunity, the time and space to author the piece on your own. In a way, you're not when you first enter. I can't remember which country it was now. It was probably the first thing that we went in, but it was rooms on. 3 rooms on the bottom floor and 3 rooms on the top floor, but you're being processed through. Dial this number, press this button, move out of the way for the next person in such a way that you can't engage. I think by and large the better pieces have been the ones where there's been some space and they've been able to sit in relation to their physical geographical context. So the seats, the cinema seats over near the old town square,